This is VBiz, a monthly update from the Columbia Montour Chamber of Commerce on events, programs, and issues of importance to the local business community.
Hi, I'm Fred Gaffney, Chamber President, and today I'm in Harrisburg for Chamber Day at the Capitol, an annual event where representatives of local chambers of commerce from across Pennsylvania gather in Harrisburg to meet with elected officials and representatives of the Wolf administration to talk about the state budget and other issues impacting business. VBiz is brought to you again by The River, 105 and 103.5 FM. Listen on your radio or online at boldgoldmedia.com. And for advertising information, call 570-344-1221. Well, budget discussions are well underway here in Harrisburg, and both House and Senate leaders on both the Republican and Democratic sides feel that this year's budget process should be very smooth and be completed well within the June 30th deadline. That's due in no small part to about $800 million in excess revenue currently being realized by the state. Corporate net income tax, personal income tax, and sales tax revenues are all up, anticipated to be about $850 million in excess of budget by the end of the fiscal year. And projections for next fiscal year are just as optimistic. So the question isn't so much where the dollars for the budget are going to be coming from, but how they're going to be spent. Leaders are calling for increased investments in education, and Democratic leaders are calling for an increase in the state's minimum wage. Now, previously, Republican leaders have suggested that a compromise on a minimum wage increase could be considered. But today, the chair of the House Appropriations Committee, Stan Saylor, said that House Republicans would not accept an increase in the state's minimum wage. Several months ago, the Chamber's Board of Directors sent a letter to our state delegation also calling for no increase in the minimum wage. So it will be interesting to see how that discussion continues as the month goes on. Republican leaders are also suggesting that a significant portion of this year's surplus be put into a rainy day fund for a future economic downturn. But one area that there was significant agreement on today was the need to invest in workforce development. With Pennsylvania's strong economy, there needs to be additional investment and attention on ways to get people into the workforce. This afternoon, we had a panel discussion talking about reforms to criminal justice. There was discussion about the clean slate legislation that was passed earlier this year, and also the need for other additional reforms in the area of professional licensures, where a criminal record does not prohibit someone from getting a professional license. There was also discussion by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce about the need for immigration reform for H-1B and H-2B visas for guest workers. And also there was discussion about the advantages of hiring military veterans and programs to help veterans with re-entry into the workplace. PA Chamber President Gene Barr talked about increasing the labor participation rate. In other words, incentivizing and assisting people to get back into the workforce versus staying on social programs. We also heard from Berwick native State Treasurer Joe Torsella this afternoon. He spoke about a program his department is working on with the legislature to help people plan for their retirement. The Auto IRA program would allow small businesses to offer retirement savings programs to employees. They hope that after the budget process this year, legislation will be announced providing details on that program. For more information on that program, the state budget, and other issues that we talked about in Harrisburg today, we invite you to participate in our spring legislative breakfast. That's coming up on Thursday, June the 13th at 8 a.m. at the Pine Barn Inn in Danville. You can register now through the Chamber's website, columbiamontourchamber.com. Thanks again for watching.